welcome back to another vlog, or welcome if you are new here. Thank you so much for joining me. I just got back from a really fun weekend away in Missoula with my mom and sister-in-law. I did a little bit of vlogging, but not much, so that's the clips that you saw at the very beginning of the video, but I wanted to just be present and not be vlogging everything, you know? So I did get a few clips, but it was so fun. We hiked the end, we floated the river, we had some good food, we watched mediocre movies, we went and did some thrift shopping and stuff, so it was a really good weekend and it kind of rejuvenated me. I wasn't feeling like bleh about business, but it's always good to get away for a little bit and kind of reset. So I'm back here, ready to hit the ground running. I just opened up some really cute merchandise that I'm going to show you quickly. Some of it is reorder stuff and some of it is new. So first I'll start with the reorder things. I got these back in stock, the Getting My Ducks in a Row task pad. I had a few of you ask about these if they were coming back, so I have messaged you. If I missed you, I'm very sorry. I tried to remember everybody that was interested. And the same goes for these Chickens Everywhere. It says, I don't have ducks in a row, I have chickens in there everywhere task pad. I also tried to message everybody that was interested in these. So again, if I missed you, I'm sorry, but those are those. Then I ordered some more of these pens. These ones are the floral. And then, because people are just going crazy for these, which I am so excited about. Then I also got these ones that are the same type of pens, they just have different print on them. These ones have little florals and birds on them, so those are very cute as well. Then I got a new little task pad. These ones say packed tight with stuff to do, and they have these little sardines. How cute. I don't know how this company comes up with this stuff. It's so clever and cute. So those are adorable. And then lastly, I got these conversation cards, which I think are such a cool idea. They come in this little tin and there are 50 cards in there. Whoa, try not to wreck them all before you guys even get your hands on them. My goodness. So there, like I said, there's 50 different cards and they have different questions on each one. So this one says like, who makes you laugh the hardest? What is your best scar story? Describe your version of a perfect Saturday. What's the strangest thing you've ever eaten? You get the point. So I think these are so cute and would be so fun to do even with somebody like your husband. Like it would be fun for me and Cole to do these. Speaking of Cole, today is our 3rd anniversary, which is absolutely unreal. It kind of feels like forever ago, and also how is it already 3 years all at the same time. I think we're gonna go out to dinner tonight, which will be fun. I'm just lucky to get to do life with him because he makes everything really fun and it's easy to be with him. So I'm very lucky, and I think we're gonna go out to dinner or something tonight. But that's enough sappy stuff. Oh, I have one more thing. Sorry, I'm like kind of going crazy. These are also new from the same company. I might have to keep one of these for myself. They are absolutely adorable. They have the word gratitude on the front and it's a linen-y texture, so it's like a fabric-y cover. And it is a gratitude journal, so at the front there's a space for inspirational quotes and sayings, which I like. And at the back there is thoughts to grow on, several pages for that. And then the meat and potatoes of it is a daily journal, but you don't have to do it every day. You put your own dates in, which I think is smart. There's a section for the morning and a section for the evening, and in the morning there's 2 prompts for morning. It says things you're grateful for today and then what you're looking forward to today. And then in the evening, you write about an act of kindness you did for someone or someone did for you, and then also a moment from your day that you don't want to forget. I think that is such a cute idea. This is also just like such a cute little journal. So I absolutely adore these. I need to get everything out in the shop. Speaking of getting things out in the shop, I started decorating for fall today and I thought that I was videoing myself, but I wasn't. I never hit record. My camera was just sitting there, so that was a bummer, but I need to get this stuff out, and then let me quickly show you what I have done or at least started to do for fall, because all the big box stores have full-blown fall out, and I think that gets people in the mood to decorate and buy and yada yada. So I don't want to be a million years behind the game on that. So let me quickly show you what I did for that. So I have this little table that sits in the middle, which, speaking of which, my mom found this table for me on Facebook Marketplace for $40. Can you believe? Girl, can you believe that? Can you believe it was only $40? So I always kind of use that as a little focal point. The more that I look at this, it looks a little bit hodgepodgey, but as I get more things and make more things, I can rearrange. But at the top here, I have this pumpkin pillow that I made, and I need to make more of these, and I also need to make one in this blue color. So I have that, and then I also have these little bauble pumpkins. I've mentioned this before, but these have rocks in the bottom of them, so they do sit up on their own, which is nice. And then this is kind of a kitchen area with these cookbooks and some of these items that I've already showed you before. So that turned out pretty cute. It's not the best ever, but it's good enough for now. This is what the other side looks like, with some notebooks and pens and more kitchen stuff. It's not perfect, but it's a start. I also have to tell you guys about this. I thought it was a tablecloth originally, but it's actually a bed linen. Isn't it adorable? I got this when we were in Missoula this weekend, actually, at a yard sale for just $2. So it is perfect for fall. I love the florals in it, and it works great on this table. So that was a win. Garage sales and thrift stores are an amazing place to find linens and stuff for decorating and accenting pieces in your shop. So I love that. Then the second little area that I just put some fall things was on this in front of the clock. Again, it is so far from perfect. I need to rearrange some of this stuff, but it's good enough for at this very moment in time. I have more stuff showing up at the end of the week, but sometimes done is better than perfect, and that is what I am going with today. The other thing I wanted to show you, hopefully the wind isn't too loud, but I put up my Hannah's Granny Craft decal on this window, which I talked about in the last vlog, or maybe 2 vlogs back, and I think it turned out cute. Also, before I get too far into just blabbing my mouth for 100 years on this vlog, because brace yourselves, I'm gonna do it more. Here in a little bit, I'm gonna sit down and answer a few of your guys' questions, because I've had a ton of questions coming in, so I actually posted in the community for you guys to submit your questions. I thought I heard the UPS man. I put up a post for you guys to ask some questions, and you asked some really good questions, so I am going to sit down and answer some of those shortly. But before we do that, I am so far into a big, well, I'm not so far in, I need to get so far into a big embroidery order. I just started it. It is for the hospital up in Havre. And right now we are doing these pink shirts with this gray ribbon on it for breast cancer awareness. I got a large portion of this hospital order done already, but then they ordered some more, which I think I told you guys, and it started showing up yesterday, and I think more of it is showing up today. I'm going up to Havre this weekend, so I'm going to try to take as much of it as I can. But if I don't have it all done, it's not the end of the world, and I actually can't have it all done because it's not all gonna show up on time, but I am plugging right through it. Well, I was correct. I did hear the UPS man. He just brought in all of these boxes, which is great. This company orders a bunch of their stuff from Amazon, which is totally fine, but Amazon sends it in a million different packages, so it is a little overwhelming as it all arrives. But since I'm here now full time, it's a lot better, because when I was still at the law office, I would literally walk over here after work and my whole entryway would be full of boxes. It was not a good situation. Another thing that I finished earlier was these hats for Forest Harvesting. I always love doing these hats with the rope on them with their big logo. So we did it in red and we also did it in black. And then this, I'm so excited with how these turned out. I've never embroidered on bucket hats before and they turned out so good. I'm obsessed. I still need to do the cleanup work on them, but they turned out great. So I just had to share that with you guys before I got them boxed up and in the mail, because I am thrilled with how these turned out. I need to remember to take pictures of them. Before I take off tonight, I wanted to sit down and answer a few of your guys' questions. You all had some really good ones, so I compiled a little list of them and we are just going to get right to it. I've got my little helper dog here with me as well, as you saw. So to start off, I think we will answer a couple of business questions. For starters, we will just do some business questions. One person asked what my business name was, which is like my fault for not sharing that, but I technically have two businesses. First, I have Montana Graphics, and that is the realm of my graphic design, web design, printing, embroidering, all of that stuff. And then Hannah's Granny Crafts is more the gift shop / crochet side of things. So Montana Graphics, Hannah's Granny Crafts. And kind of along those same lines, someone says, can you mention where your town is in Montana? So we are pretty much smack dab in the center of the state. We are about 50 miles from the town that has the actual center of the state in it. I'm pretty sure it's like in somebody's sink or something like that. But we are in a tiny little town called Stanford. I googled this the other day. I think there's just over 400 people in the town. So very small, but that's the way I like it. And on that same vein, someone says, does living in a small town give you a slower pace of living, like in a good way? I live in North Carolina, but just outside a huge city, and there's so much traffic and so many people. I kind of would like to live somewhere rural, but also I don't like snow. So if you don't like snow, this is not the place for you, because we have cold winters with a lot of snow. Like negative 30 degrees is nothing. So don't come here, but rest assured I'm positive there's small towns that are warm. But yes, it absolutely does give us a slower pace of life, but I don't want it any other way. I think it's the only way to live, honestly. But I absolutely love our tiny little town. It's a good distance away from home, and I love just, you know, everybody in town. I don't know. It's just, I love a small town. I could never ever live in a big city. I know the slower pace of life isn't for everybody, but it definitely is for me. And sometimes people say there's like nothing to do in small towns, but I've grown up in a small town. I've lived in a small town my entire life, and I've never been short of things to do. So that sounds like a personal problem to me. Look how cute. Adorable. Sorry, I got distracted there for a minute. Someone says, you mentioned you bought your business from a prior owner. How have you expanded or changed the business since buying it? So I have done, a lot of stuff is the same, but a lot of stuff is different at the same time. I have expanded the business in the sense of embroidering specifically. When I first bought the business, she outsourced a little bit of embroidering, but really not much because there's not a great way to do it and keep things affordable. So she didn't have the embroidery machines or anything. I added that all on my own, which I am very proud of, and I absolutely love the embroidering. That is definitely far and away my favorite part of the business. I've changed a few things as well. I've kind of phased out some things that I didn't love. I can't really think of what that would be at the moment. But, like bull sale catalogs, I don't do a lot of bull sale catalog designing anymore, and just catalogs in general. But a lot of stuff is the same. She did way more website design than I do. I do a lot less of it, but I still do it. That was her bread and butter. It's not really my bread and butter, but I still do it. So that is the main differences, I would say. Along the same vein of buying my business, I bought the business between my junior and senior year of college. I was a graphic design student in Bozeman, which is another question on here. So yes, I did go to college. I went to MSU Bozeman for graphic design, and I was just finishing up my junior year, and the gal that owned the business knew I was going to school for graphic design, but she thought I was graduating. And so she messaged me one day and said, I think you're doing graphic design and you're graduating. Are you interested in buying the business? And I said, well, I think I'm interested, but no, I'm not graduating yet. So I so clearly remember sitting with my mom at Old Chicago in Bozeman, and we were mulling it over, and I was thinking there's no way I can do that. And then as we kept mulling it over, it turned into, well, why can't I do that? And so I ended up obviously doing it, and I interned with the gal over the summer, and then at the end of the summer I officially bought the business, and then I ran it out of my house in Bozeman, just my little bedroom in our house. I ran it out of there for the year, and then I moved to Stanford right after graduation and started running it out of the house. And then I am just coming up on 7 years, so August 1st is 7 years that I have owned the business, which is insane. But about 3 years ago, I bought the building, which I was not trying to buy a building. I will show you guys this when I do a tour of the shop, but there used to be a wall down the middle, and I was just trying to rent out one half of the building. And she said, do you just want to buy the whole building? So Cole and I mulled it over, and obviously we bought the building. So that is another way that it has expanded for me personally, because obviously the lady had an office that she was running it out of, but I went back to working out of the house, and now it has turned into, I have this whole building, and I'm so grateful. I can't even believe it's real life. Someone says, how long did you run your business before going full-time? Did you start in online sales before doing a storefront? So as I just mentioned, I have been with the business. I've owned the business for 7 years, and well, August 1st is 7 years. So at the end of June, I quit my job and went full-time, but I honestly can't say that it took me 6 years to go full-time, because I could have and probably should have quit the law office a lot sooner. But again, I bought a business that was up and running and established already, so the timeline could look different for everybody. As far as the online sales go, my graphics company, I've never had like an online store. I obviously have my website that tells people what I do, but there's no place for them to like go purchase things off of my graphics website. But my Granny Crafts site, I created a website to sell off of, I don't know, in college at some point. I don't really remember when, but that has amped up a lot since I graduated college. Okay, the last thing I will answer as far as business goes, and this isn't really, I don't even qualify this as business really, but somebody said, how did you get started on YouTube and what would be your advice for somebody? I literally just started, and I wish I would have started a long time ago. It's something that interested me for a really long time, but I just never, one, I didn't have the time, and two, I just like didn't. I don't know why, I just didn't. But one day, I don't even know why, one day it's like, I'm gonna create a vlog today. And I did a day in my life, and it was probably a horrible video, but I just did it. I shot it on my phone, I edited it on my phone, I did everything on my phone. So it took me a while to even get a camera. You just literally have to start. It's not going to be perfect, and it's gonna be trial and error. Now we're gonna move on to a different subject, kind of more personal stuff. Somebody asks, do you and your hubby plan to have children? And the answer is 100% yes. I have literally dreamed of having kids as long as I can remember. I've always loved babies. Like, I can't wait for the day that comes that we have a baby. We absolutely do want to have kids. I do have one fur kid. Her name is Gur. She is right here. And somebody asks how she got her name. So her name is Gur. People are always wondering how to spell it. It's just G-R-R. And I didn't really plan for that to be her name, but it is. So her mom, who we sadly had to put down not too long ago, but my dad had her mom, and her first litter of puppies was 10 puppies, and Gur was the whitest one and the littlest one in the bunch. And I don't know what it was, but I just gravitated towards her. Usually we would bring different puppies into the house and play with them and do whatever, but I just kept bringing Gur in, and she was just like my dog. I had decided she was my puppy, but I knew that the day would come that we would have to sell her, and that's just the way it goes. But something crazy happened where my parents let me keep her, and I would always, whenever I would bring her into the house, even when she was like literally a jelly bean size, I would bring her in the house, and I'd find wherever Dad was in the house, and I'd peek her around the corner, and I'd say, "Grrr." And so whenever I did get to keep her, I was trying like heck to come up with a real name, but Gur just stuck, and it is what it is. It fits her. I don't know why it fits her, because she never growls and she barely ever barks. So it's kind of a strange name, but it's unique. Okay, then somebody also asks how Cole and I met. So we met down in Bozeman at school, and I can clearly remember sitting on my couch in Bozeman, and I was just scrolling Instagram, and I can still see the picture. It was a picture of him and one of his friends, and I thought, oh, that guy's cute, and I liked the picture. He messaged me on Instagram. He invited me out to AGR, which is one of the frat houses on campus, and he invited me there they were having a party and dancing and whatever. So I talked one of my friends into going with me, because I was not gonna go alone. And that's how we met. And we have been together for 8 or 9 years, I think. And as I mentioned, today is our 3-year wedding anniversary, so that's exciting. But yes, we met down in school. Now I'm going to talk about, there's just a couple questions about the ranch and stuff. First up, somebody says, have you thought of buying in town or building out at the ranch? And when I say this is all that I think about, it's all that I think about. We do own a piece of property out at the ranch that I cannot wait for the day to come that we can build on it or move something in or whatever. Everything is so unbelievably expensive. It's extremely demoralizing, and it's even more demoralizing when people say, well, it's only gonna get more expensive. Like, thanks, Joanne. I never would have guessed that, but also no one Joanne, that's just a random name. But everything that you look at for building or modulars or whatever, you'll be looking at it and it's like, okay, well that's like really not at all what we want. I guess it would kind of work fine. Really no room to grow with a family, but whatever. And it's way out of budget. So it's just extremely, extremely demoralizing, but the day will come that we will have a house out at the ranch. and we're very lucky to have property already. Now somebody asks, can you explain more about the ranch and what a cow-calf operation is? I love when you show your day-to-day and also the ranch stuff. So I do want to start showing more ranch stuff. It's hard for me because that's not my full-time job. That's Cole's full-time job. So I'm not out there nearly as much as I would want to be, but next time I'm out there I definitely will do some vlogging. I usually go out quite a bit during the winter and help him feed, so I'll show you more of that as I can, but we have two different parts to the ranch. First, we have the cow-calf operation, which means we own cows. You breed the cows every summer, and then every spring they have their babies. They raise their babies through the summer. So then in like October, November-ish, you sell the babies and they go to the buyer, and then you have the cows and you just start the process over. In the spring they have their babies, you raise them, sell them. That's what the cow-calf operation is. I did not personally grow up on a ranch. Cole grew up on the ranch, but my grandma and my uncle are ranch cow people, so it was nothing foreign to me, and I love it. So the second part is what Cole just started last year. We spent the whole summer building new corrals, and then I think it was in October maybe, we started getting calves. We got the weanling calves to feed over the winter, and it was so fun seeing the all of our hard work from the summer come to life, and all the pens were full of calves, and Cole custom fed them all winter. So he talks to whoever the owner is and they figure out how much they want them to gain, what the end goal is, and then he custom feeds them. So we did that. Last year was our first year doing that, which was really fun. I enjoyed that as well. Like I said, I'm not out there nearly as much as I would like to be, but hopefully someday that will change. Alright, I think I have blabbed on for long enough. If you're still listening to me rant and rave, like, you're an angel. Cole and I have decided that we are going to go to Great Falls for a movie, so that is, I love going to the movie. And also one of our favorite restaurants just opened back up, Best Walk. So I hope we go to that as well. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Good morning, friends. It has been a whirlwind of a week. I worked my tail off yesterday. I did not vlog a single second of footage. I was just embroidering until I couldn't embroider anymore. I am headed to Havre this weekend, and I want to take up as much of the hospital order as possible. I have the part that I was like putting off I've had done, but they placed another order and some of the stuff started arriving for it, so I'm trying to get done as much as possible. I'll kind of show you a little bit of what we've been working on. And unfortunately, I can't get my words out. Unfortunately, I only have 2 embroidery machines right now. I can't remember if I told you guys that or not. One of them is jammed up at the moment, and I'm not well versed enough to try to tackle it on my own, so I'm waiting for the lady. She's gonna be here next Tuesday, I think. So I'm very grateful to have at least 2 machines working right now, but it definitely slows things down. But on a brighter note, I have a few new states that we are filling in for orders, so I wanted to show you them quickly. I just pulled them. Let's see what we've got. I am literally, I know I sound like a broken record, but I'm so grateful for you guys. So first up, we have Michelle in New Hampshire, which New Hampshire is a new state. She ordered this aquarium colored washcloth with goat's milk soap, and then a floral pattern pen and a getting my ducks in a row notepad. So those are headed to New Hampshire. And then headed to Pennsylvania, which is also a new state. Christina got the Feathered Friends version of the pens. She got the Kitchen Conversions bowl scraper and then this guest check sticker, as well as one of each of the Getting My Ducks in a Row and the Chickens Everywhere mug. So, mug? Am I okay? Am I having a stroke? The Chickens Everywhere notepad. Oh my gosh. Okay, sometimes I watch videos back and I'm like, when I'm editing, I'm like, I am just literally speaking random words. It's like I was overtaken by aliens. But anyways, then headed to Virginia. So I've already had Virginia checked off the list, but obviously no problem. She ordered, let's see, what was her name? Jenny. I love that name. Jenny ordered a farmhouse candle and a cinnamon rolls candle. So both of those are delicious. Then lastly, we have Sally, who ordered a few different really cute things. She got this blue claw clip, a package of shower steamers. She also got a kitchen conversions thing, bowl scraper, as well as 2 different stickers. She got the Go For It devotional, which I love. And then she also got this blessed pillow that I made. So I feel very blessed for your guys' orders. Cheesy. I'm gonna get everything packaged up and off in today's mail. Can you tell everyone thank you for their orders? Say thank you, everyone. I gotta tell you guys, you New Englanders really stepped it up, because for a while you were lacking, and look how colored in you are now. Now Connecticut, I've got some words for you, but the rest of you are killing it. And Maryland. Is Maryland part of New England? I'm just assuming this is New England also. I could be way off, but I'm pretty positive. Also, I feel like we had Maryland. I'm gonna have to look back on that. But our map is looking gorgeous. But I wanna show you guys, I got some cute stuff in the mail yesterday. Just 2 things actually, 2 little pillows. First up, we got this pillow. Is this not adorable? Like, obsessed. I need to get them priced and put out in the mail, or not in the mail, put on the shelves. And then the second thing were these Santa pillows. I have had these before, I think 2 years ago, and I did not keep one for myself, but this year I might have to. Like, I am obsessed with him. Obviously he won't go out right now, but I love. All right, we gotta get to work. I should price these, but I might not right now. I'm a little frazzled. Just had somebody come in to buy a wedding gift for a wedding that I am actually going to tomorrow. Thankfully she came in because I don't know what is wrong with me. A gift for the wedding was nowhere in my brain. So thankfully she came in. I would have been mortified. I'm put together a little thing just from my shop, which I think is really cute. So I gave them one of these weekly meal planners. It has, you do the weekly plan and then you can put your grocery list on this side, and then it's perforated down the middle so you can rip it apart. And then I'm gonna give them one of these ground beef cookbooks to go with it. And then a set of wooden spoons and a washcloth that I made. So I think that is a cute little gift all together. I'm going to get it wrapped up, but oh my gosh. Thankfully she came in. I actually had the wedding date completely wrong. I'm like, it'll be lucky if I even make it there. Cole was the one that had said, where are you going this weekend? Because I was supposed to be going up to Chinook on Saturday, and I said Chinook, and he goes, okay, are you not going to the wedding? I'm like, yes, I'm going to the wedding. So now I'm going up to Chinook on Sunday, but I don't know what is wrong with me. A lot of things. Oh my gosh, you guys, the day turned into a complete whirlwind. I was embroidering like it was going out of style, trying to get as much done as possible before I leave on Sunday. And I'm gonna try to come in here tomorrow morning and get a few more things done. But I did not pick up the camera. I then had to go help with the 4-H livestock sale at 6 o'clock, and we just got done. It's 8:30. I had someone text me saying they were going to be coming through at about 9:15 and they were wondering if I could set some hats out for them. So that was fine. They're not from here, so I wanted to get them to them if possible. And so I had to come in here. I just got them all ready to go and I'm going to set them out in the entryway. And then I need to go home and call it a night. It has been a day. I'm exhausted. So I think I'm going to end the vlog off here. I hope you've enjoyed. If you made it to the end, you're the best. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next week.